If you are sending manual emails in 2025, it is a complete waste of time. I can't tell you how many enterprises I still talk to today where their entire method of outbound is just a couple sales reps sending 10 or 12 emails a day to their ideal prospects. You are so far behind and moving at such a slow pace for the level that you probably need to grow at that you don't realize how much money is actually on the table until you start getting overtaken by these other enterprises that have completely automated their sending. I'm going to explain to you in this video how you can automatically reach out to your entire total addressable market, your entire TAM, once a quarter, and no, it's not spamming. These are personalized emails directly into the inboxes of decision makers that need your solution. This is what the top enterprises are doing. This is what I do for the top enterprises across industries, anywhere from capital markets to tech to AI. Every single one of them has the same need for this infrastructure. If you're in the business of getting clients in and running a go-to-market operation and doing outbound, you need this. But let's address the elephant in the room. We're talking about sending mass cold email campaigns at scale. That doesn't sound very good when you say it because most people that do it suck at it. They don't do it in the right way. Things have changed in 2025. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, you could send the same exact message to a list of 2,000 or 3,000 people and it wouldn't matter at all. The email service providers wouldn't mark it as spam. The people that received it would think it's unique and probably respond to it right away. But you would probably agree if you open up your inbox today, you've got like a million people that are in your inbox trying to sell you random stuff you don't even need. Do you have any SEO needs? I can't tell you how many people come into my inbox asking me if they can run SEO on my website. I'm not running an SEO campaign on my website. This doesn't work anymore, but there are literal teenagers who are filling up calendars for multi-million-dollar companies month in and month out with one method of outreach. It's cold email. And it's no secret why cold email makes sense. First of all, every single employee at every single company is guaranteed to have an email. Guaranteed. It is the method of communication. Now, not every one of them has an office phone that you can reach, but every single one of them has an email that is probably pretty easy to access. There's a ton of services out there that specialize in finding this information for you. Number two, it costs almost nothing to send emails. You can go and run a paid ads campaign. Be my guest. Have fun making creatives, figuring out Facebook Ads Manager, writing copy, having a designer come in, videotaping an ad, and then editing it. The beauty about cold email is that you can actually tailor your cold email and you can personalize it to the exact person that you are talking to. I can't make an ad that says, "Hey Terry, nice to see you. Congratulations on the new raise. I have a product that is going to help you in your industry. Blank." An ad cannot do that for every single person that it touches. A cold email can. And then lastly, your ability to get to volume and how fast you can set up massive campaigns, sending 5, 7, 10,000 emails a day has never been easier. Just a few years ago, setting up a bunch of mailboxes to go and message people that are in your market would take weeks, maybe months, just because of all of the manual work that goes into it. The industry today and AI behind it has made it so much faster to achieve such bigger volume. If I told you today that I can get an email out to 10,000 people a day that are interested decision makers in your market, do you think that if you sent 10,000 emails a day for 1 week about your solution that someone might respond? Do you think that if we got your solution in front of 100,000 people in a couple weeks, you might get 1 or 2 meetings? And the beauty is it might just take 1 or 2 closes for it to pay for itself. If you think that you are going to get to your entire market just by recruiting a team of 6 or 7 SDRs and having them send 10 or 15 emails a day, you are going to be overtaken by enterprises that use solutions like this, like the one that I built for them. So let me give you some of the tools that you can use to set up this infrastructure for yourself. Number one, you're going to need mailboxes. I recommend buying your mailboxes, getting Google or Outlook mailboxes. You'll need to set up those mailboxes with DNS records, make sure they have all the right SPF, DMARC, all of that. You can Google that information. I'm not going to go through that in this video. There'll be another one about that. You'll also need to buy domains to attach to those mailboxes. A domain is simply the @blank.com. You need to buy that blank. You can buy these on Namecheap, GoDaddy, Porkbun. There's a million places you can buy domains online. Just go and find the cheapest ones and then go from there. Once you buy your domains and you set up your mailboxes, you need to put all the mailboxes into a sequencer that can send from all of them at once. You can't just have 20, 30, 100 mailboxes and go and write emails from each of them. You need to set up a campaign that can use those mailboxes. That's what we call an email sequencer. There's email sequencers on the market from Instantly, Email Bison, SmartLead, and Zazu. All of those are great. And then, as I mentioned, where does AI come in? How do you personalize these emails? So there's been a lot of development of tools from things like using ChatGPT and Google Sheets, or tools like Clay, where you can take a number of different data sets and put them into one table and have AI read all of the cells in the table to give you a certain output. So for example, you can have AI read someone's LinkedIn profile, a bit about the company, scrape their website, and then generate 1 or 2 lines about the person that's completely personalized to them. You can also have AI clean your lead list. So you can get a large list of data and you can have AI take a look at it and tell you which ones you should email to and which ones you don't want to email to. For example, if you wanted to reach out to dentists, but you didn't want to reach out to oral surgeons, then you can have AI take a look at all of the different websites and then give you basically a yes or no as to whether or not they are a dentist's office or they are some kind of specialist that you may not want to reach out to. Those are the tools that you'll want to use, but where are the actual contacts coming from? There's a million places you can get contacts from. The most popular places are going to be databases like Apollo, Crunchbase if you're in the venture space, ZoomInfo if you have access to that. But don't ignore the potential of finding some of these local or specialized databases. You can find some that are industry specific. You can go to some directory page of all the dentists in the US, and sometimes they just list that stuff online, or sometimes you can buy the database for a couple $100. I remember I bought a database of every single registered realtor in the entire United States. It was 4 million contacts or something for a couple $100. If you have a service that is for realtors, then spending a couple $100 to get contact information for every single one is really a pretty reasonable expense. So you've got your domains, you've got your mailboxes, you've got your sequencer, you even have your leads. But what do you need to be careful of when you start sending? The thing is, the email service providers have gotten really good at being able to weed out what is spam and what's not. And to be honest, most people that are doing cold email today, they're spamming. They're doing exactly what people hate. Generic messages, no personalization, sent to as many people as possible with no lead list building. They're just getting a big list and they're just getting into as many inboxes as they can, whether or not it's relevant. Email service providers don't want that, and I don't blame them. So the way to be on the good side of that is to follow specific rules that keep you out of spam. Number one, you need to have the right DNS records. That's from the very beginning. If you're missing any one of your SPF, DKIM, or DMARC records, you're gonna land in spam. Number two is building good lead lists. If you're going to relevant inboxes and people are engaging with your emails, then the email service provider is going to treat you not like a spammer. If your solution is relevant and it's useful and they see that, then they're going to keep sending your messages. Number three is not varying your emails. The beauty of AI is that you can build thousands of variations of the same email with the same exact solution and call to action, but make it look different. So it looks like you rewrote all those emails yourself. And probably the most important thing is making sure you are not sending too many emails from the domain and not sending too early. There's something called a warm-up period where you basically put your email into a sequencer and they will start manufacturing emails and engagements and clicks so it looks like you are actually a regular email user and you're sending to regular people and they're just responding and having conversations. It builds your reputation up. It basically makes it look like not a cold emailer. You need to make sure you give all of your mailboxes at least 2 weeks of this reputation buildup before you start sending on it. And then when you do send on it, you can't send hundreds or thousands from the same mailbox. Most of the time, you're only sending 8 to 15, maybe 20 or 30 at most, depending on the type of mailbox that you have. The thing about cold email, especially in today's day and age, is that it's still super effective if you know what you're doing. You can't just do what everybody's done in the past. Cold email is like a set of dominoes. As long as each one of them is set up properly, if you knock them down, it'll be a beautiful progression. But if one of them is set up the wrong way, then it's gonna blow the entire thing up. You're welcome to take all this information and do whatever you want with it to set up your own infrastructure, whether you're an agency or you're an enterprise. Or if you want me to take care of this for you and you want me to build you a campaign using AI with the right personalization that's going to get to your entire total addressable market once a quarter, then book a call with me below. My link is in the description. We'll scope it out for you and see if it's a fit.